We are live.
Meeting of the Committee of the Whole Operation is now called to order. As asked, you rise as you are able for the reading of the invocation. As we come together today, we recognize the great responsibility laid upon us. Our council will always strive to understand the needs of the people we serve and to use power wisely and well. Our purpose is to establish and maintain a city of prosperity and righteousness where freedom prevails and where justice rules. Let us also not forget those who served our community and who are no longer with us, so that we may continue to do the work that we must in their memory. Thank you. Be seated. Roll call has been taken.
Roll call has been taken, noting that Councillor McCurry and Councillor Caputo sent their regrets.
Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Anybody in the committee? Seeing none. Do members of the committee have any items they would like separated for discussion purposes? No separation. Okay, this is going to be a quick meeting then. There's one that is separated because of a 6.1.3 separated because there is an amendment. And with no other separations, I'll ask Councillor Hunt to move the motion to approve all items not separated.
Certainly through by myself, seconded by Councillor Carpenter, that all items contained within consideration consent, items 6.1 and 6.2, not separated for discussion purposes, be approved.
Thank you. And if the clerk would read the items that are subject to the vote and then proceed with the vote, please.
Thank you. All items subject to the vote are 6.1.1, the Civic Center Emergency Repairs Update, 6.1.2, Joint Services Committee Report, which contains the Joint City County Services Committee Background Update, Joint City County Shared Services Shortlist, Community Physician Recruitment 2023 Program and 2024 Action Plan, Explore City County Shared Opportunities for Vehicles for Hire, 6.2.1, the Committee of the Whole Minutes, 6.2.2, City of Brantford Drinking Water Quality Management System, and 6.2.3, the 2024-2028 Corporate Energy Management Plan. And that item carried unanimously on a recorded vote of 9-0. All those voting in favor are Councillors Sicoli, Martin, Carpenter, Samwell, Van Tilburg, Hunt, Sless, Sullivan, and Mayor Davis.
Thank you. So that brings us to 6.1.3. Did anybody wish to speak to this before I go to the amendment? Oh, I guess we have to get on the floor first. Councillor Sless, I believe you have the motion to put this on the floor.
I do, Mr. Mayor. Seeking a seconder, I move that all items for consideration 6.1 and 6.2, separated for discussion purposes, be approved.
Okay, and Councillor Sullivan was willing to second that. So before we go to the amendment, Councillor Carpenter, I believe you had your hand up.
Yes, so what we're asking for here is to waive the cost of the fees for building permit fees. Is that what I'm understanding here?
That's the recommendation from staff, correct?
Okay, so I'm happy to do that. I just want to give notice so that John Noble Home is building a $26 million build, and we too have experienced building permit fees. We're okay right now, but if the budget gets tight, I may come back to council just to give you a heads up. But so far, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Samwell, did you want to move the amendment, please?
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Van Tilburg that the following be added as Clause D, that the necessary bylaw to increase debenture financing for the Police Services Headquarters redevelopment project be presented to City Council for adoption. I don't think it requires me to speak to it. Thank you.
Any questions, comments? Councillor Carpenter.
So will this bring the total debenture, how much will the total debenture be? Well, we are debenturing not 56 million because we got a lot of money in reserves here.
Through the chair, this is Christina Spears, project manager. So the total ask is, and I'm sorry that my camera is not working, but the total ask is $2,131,000. That's for some contingency.
Okay, so this is, yeah, I get it. So this is the
Yeah.
increase. The other's already been approved, right?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Okay, that's what I want to clarify. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Seeing no other, I'll make some comments on this. This is, the other part of this, other than the fees from the city, is the increased cost of making this building fully, net zero. In order to come in on within the budget, they took out the upgrading of the insulation on the roof, which is going to increase operating costs and also increase some of the building costs. The difference between the increased building cost and doing the work that's originally scoped was only $150,000. And the annual savings in energy costs is $250,000. So it's pretty much a no-brainer. It makes sense to go forward with this the way it was originally planned, with the better insulation on the roof and lower operating costs that'll pay for these upgrades in very short order. With that, we'll call the question.
Thank you. The amendment carried on a recorded vote of 9-0. All those voting in favor are Councilors Sokoli, Martin Carpenter, Samwell, Van Tilburg, Hunt, Sless, Sullivan, and Mayor Davis.
Okay, that brings us to resolutions, and as Councilor McCreary is absent for this resolution, and since the resolution is not on the floor, this resolution will be moved to next week's committee of the whole, so that Councilor McCreary can introduce the resolution. My apologies, we need to vote on the previous motion as amended. So 6.1.3 as amended. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, we'll call the vote.
Thank you. Police Station Task Force report carried unanimously on a recorded vote of 9-0. All those voting in favors are Councilors Sokoli, Martin Carpenter, Samwell, Van Tilburg, Hunt, Sless, Sullivan, and Mayor Davis.
Mr. Chair, point of order on 7.1, please.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, not 7.1. Yes, the resolution. That's being withheld because Councilor McCreary can't attend.
Correct.
So did the clerk pull it, or was it at the request of Councilor McCreary?
Through the chair, as it's not been moved and seconded, it's not on the floor. So we're giving the opportunity for it to be moved and seconded at committee of the whole next week.
Okay, I just want to add that I'd like to make sure we get a legal opinion from our legal staff on this resolution before it comes to council or committee of the whole, since we've already had legal concerns sent to us on this issue.
Okay. Okay. Notice of motion. Since Councilor McCreary is not here, I'll read it for him. The title is Medical Clinic Resolution. And with that, please note that the notice of motion deadline for next committee of the whole planning and administrating meeting is this Thursday at 9 a.m. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.